Thanks for joining me. Yes, welcome to the show. It's day 47. Yes, we're 47 days out. Let's get the show started. Before we finally get to the election, and I know you're thinking to yourself, one day closer. I know, but man, a lot happened. A lot happened today. As a matter of fact, one of the things I want to talk about real briefly is, what is Donald Trump doing in New York? Does anybody know? I mean, as I'm taping this right this second, he's in New York giving one of his so-called speeches to a crowd of about 2,500 or however many. I don't even care how many it is. But in New York, can somebody, anybody, explain to me why on earth this man would be in New York? Because his chances of winning New York are about the same as mine winning New York. I have about the same chance he does. So if anybody out there knows why he's in New York and giving a stump speech in New York, I would love to hear it. Considering, did you see my favorite poll came out today? The Quinnipiac poll, yes. And I told you guys, that's the good poll. That's the poll that's gonna probably give you the best information. And guess what that poll had to say? Oh, it says that Harris is ahead in Pennsylvania by 6 points. Yep. 6 points. In Michigan, 5 points. And Wisconsin, 1 point, which seems kind of strange. But I think that might be a slight outlier because I think she's ahead by more than that in Wisconsin. But anyway, she's ahead comfortably in the other states. And again, Pennsylvania going for Harris is key. And the other key, of course, that we've already talked about will be North Carolina. And North Carolina just doesn't like Donald Trump. They just don't like him. And for Trump to be in New York, I wish I had an explanation for that. But now with the Quinnipiac poll coming out, it looks like it's dire times for the Trump campaign. And there's no getting around it. Without Pennsylvania, it's hard to draw on the map how Trump gets to 270. Real hard. And I'm predicting that he loses both Pennsylvania and North Carolina. And do you know what his path is to 270 if he loses those two states? He doesn't have one. There is no path. He loses. And that's how dire things are right now in the Trump campaign. And they have to know 47 days out, they are in real trouble. But if your campaign is in real trouble and you absolutely positively have to make sure you win Pennsylvania and North Carolina, why aren't you there? Why aren't you in North Carolina or Pennsylvania? I don't, for the life of me, I don't understand it whatsoever. Maybe you guys can, but I can tell you right now, the other thing, we got to talk about this. We got to talk about this because you ever have somebody say something and it jumps you out of your seat? You hear it and then you process it for a second and then you jump out of your seat and you're like, you did not just say that. And I'm talking about the so-called sit down in Michigan that Trump had with Sarah Huckabee Sanders. And she said something so gross, you know, the whole thing about, well, my children keep me humble. Being a mother, you know, my children keep me humble. But what keeps Kamala Harris humble? And I'm like, I just can't, I can't imagine how this plays for women, especially women that haven't had children, because let me tell you, women that haven't had children, the Republican Party thinks you're useless. I mean, I don't know how else to put it to you. They've said it 9 different ways. You know, oh, she, you know, being a mother and having children has kept me grounded. But Harris, yeah, I don't know what keeps her grounded. because wink, wink, she hasn't had any children. And it was so bad. It was so nasty that their actual biological mother had to come out and defend Vice President Harris. I'm not even joking about this. So I just sit back, you know, all I can do is just sit back and just wonder to myself, you know, how as a woman do you defend this? And how do you push the lever for someone as horrible to women as Donald Trump? I don't understand it. You know, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. We're going to be counting down from 47, tomorrow 46, 45, 44, all the way down to Election Day. And like I said, today, all kinds of things happen. But, you know, I just, sometimes I got to just take a moment and be like, you know, do Republican women understand just how disliked they are by the party that they're part of? Especially if you haven't had children. Yeah, this ticket doesn't think much of you at all. Yeah, this ticket doesn't think you have much to contribute to society. If J.D. Vance had his way, you guys would be paying more in taxes. I mean, it's just, I could just go on and on and on. And I don't know that it would do me any good, because these women that are voting for this ticket, and despite how awful they are, I guess I'm just never going to understand it. I'm just never going to get it. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. There's a lot more to talk about, so stay tuned. Let's talk about it here in a second. You know, ever since Donald Trump came onto the political scene, you know, for hundreds of years, we have had no problem with doing voting and doing it well. But all of a sudden, since Donald Trump came around, all of a sudden, we don't know how to do voting. We don't know how to do it. And everybody's cheating, and it's dishonest, and it's this, and it's that. But the only thing dishonest, the only thing that really looks like cheating is what the Republican Party does over and over and over again. And I'll give you a perfect example. Purdue University, you know, 50,000 students. 50,000 students at Purdue University in Indiana. And wouldn't you think, like they've always had, wouldn't you think they would have a few places for the college kids to vote? No. No. And the reason it's no is because all across the country, there is only one party that is constantly doing things to make it harder and harder and harder for people to vote that are outside of the demographic that they want. They don't want young people voting. Oh, they don't want that at all. And let me tell you something right now. If you are a person of color, if you are a young person under 30, step up and get it done. Step up and get it done. Make your voice heard. No matter what you do, no matter what you have to do, you take it to the man and you vote. The most important thing you will ever do in your young lives is get out and vote. Because then your voice is heard. Because let me tell you something. We got to get all the 80-year-olds out of Washington. They got to go. There's no reason to have 80-year-olds in Washington. None. I'm sorry. And you know who's going to lead the way? Yes, people of color and the youth vote. You guys need to step up and get it done. And it's just, I can't tell you how important it is, because they're constantly trying to take away your right to vote. And it's not, this isn't one of those things, oh, that's not true. You can look it up. You can look it up. And it's being done across the country. I just gave you one example. I could give you 100 of them. Because Republicans want to make it as hard as humanly possible. And the next time you happen to talk to a black voter, ask them. Ask them how many times they've had to sit in lines for hours and hours and hours. Now, if you talk to average Joe white voter, how long does it take him to vote? Oh, yeah, I just go right into the polling station. I'm in and out in 15 minutes. Yeah, I'm in and out 10, 15 minutes tops. That is not what takes place for many people of color. And like I said, there are times they have to sit or stand there in line for hours and hours and hours. And it's just not right. And it's the pure definition of cheating. And it's what Republicans do, because Republicans don't want to change their ideas. They don't want to sit there and go, you know what? If we did this, this would appeal to more people. No. They have no interest in making a bigger tent. They just want to make your tent smaller. That's all. They don't care if their opinions are the most popular. They don't care. They just want to limit your voice. And that's what it means to be a Republican in 2024. Because if you stop and listen, if you go to the Trump website, and see what his plans are. See what his policies are. I'm going to make America great again. How? Oh, I'm going to get smart people together and we're going to make this country great. What? But that's literally his policies. Again, you don't have to take my word for it. You can simply go look. And that is what we're talking about here. And the other, oh my gosh, I can't believe, I'm stuttering. I'm so upset. But you heard what J.D. Vance said. Hey, if I have to make up a story to get the press's attention, yeah, I'll just make up a story. What? What? You know? And now they're coming up with new stories on a daily basis. And of course, they're racist. And here we are, day 47. And I'm just wondering, 47 days for election, what racist thing are they going to come up on day 46, 45, 44, 43, 42? When does it end? When does it stop? And when does this country stand up and go, enough is enough? Because I believe with my whole heart Harris is going to win. But I don't like the fact that she's going to win 52 to 48 or 53 to 46. It should be about 80% to 20. Because this man is an awful man. This is not a nice person. This guy is a racist. And he has divided this country like no one else in our history. Let me know what you guys think. That's it for day 47. Who knows what's going to be up in day 46? I'm sure it will be a lot more excitement. But thanks for joining me on day 47. Don't forget tomorrow to stop by day 46, and we're counting all the way down to Election Day. Thanks for joining me. And remember, please subscribe. And don't forget, if you want to see more of me, you can do it over on YouTube. Oh, no. Did I say YouTube? No. You can do it over on TikTok. See, I forgot where I was already. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you later.